What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to 3 Star Draw. This is an adult collector channel where we primarily focus on G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe related stuff, specifically G.I. Joe Classified. But some days, like today, I will show you guys a figure or something I pick up from another line that I'm interested in. I like all kind of different stuff, movie related stuff. So whenever I can, I'll kind of deviate from that G.I. Joe path a little bit and do something a little bit different. So today we are going to be talking about something I've had my eye on for a while. I got the RJ McCready Ultimate NECA figure from The Thing. Love this box, this mirrored box. It's the box art cover from like the VHS and the DVD. Go ahead and see if you can. I don't know if you can see everything that's in there with the glare. Take a look at the back here. It's a fantastic figure. I've had my eye on it for a while. I just hadn't pulled the trigger on it because those NECA figures they're pretty dang expensive. And much as I really like this, I've held off, and I was in a Walmart and looking around, and lo and behold, they actually had some NECA stuff on clearance, which is something Walmart hardly ever does. Most of the ones I go in anyway. So I had them scan it, and I was blown away. It was $17. It's usually $34.96 or whatever weird 96, 97, whatever Walmart does. You get the idea, but it was $17 flat, and I figured that must have been a sign, and it was fate. So I went ahead and picked it up. This is one of my favorite horror movies, one of the best creature feature type movies that has ever been made. It is a remake, of course, of 1951's Thing from Another World, starring Kurt Russell. It's also got some other big names in there. Keith David's in there, Wilford Brimley. Awesome practical effects by Stan Winston and Rob Bottin. And if you have not seen it, I recommend seeing it. It is just a great movie. And like I said, I've been wanting this McCready figure for a while, and it was time to finally pull the trigger. So we're going to go ahead and get that bad boy out and take a look at it right now. Yeah, I went ahead and got him out of the box there and just kind of show what he looks like in the tray before we get all of his stuff out. Just kind of see how it's packed in there. He comes with a lot of stuff. Most of these NECA figures do. So I'm going to go ahead and snip him out of there and get the accessories out, and we will check him out. There we go, McCready out there, and I did need to mention that there are a few versions of McCready from The Thing. This is the Outpost 31, right? Yeah, this is the Outpost 31 version of him. There is also and this is from the earlier version, or the earlier part in the movie before stuff really starts popping off and getting crazy in the movie. This kind of as you see him toward the beginning of the movie. There is what's the other one called? See, Station Survival is the other one. That is probably the most popular one. And then the last one is called Last Stand. So it's representing the thirds of the movie. The Station Survival is probably the one most people are after because that's the one that has the flamethrower. And then the Last Stand is the version that has all the flares and the harnesses and stuff he's rigged up. So as usual with these NECAs, fantastic sculpting there. You can see all the zippers on his suit. Looks like a flight suit pants because he was the helicopter pilot. So he just kind of threw on stuff underneath that. Jacket is sculpted really well. It's brown leather, like a bomber style jacket that he wears in the movie. Boots look really nice. He's got the tall 12 eyelet military style boots there that he wears. And these guys were all stationed, if you don't know, at an outpost in the Arctic Circle. They were at McMurdo, and that's where all of this takes place. So look at him from afar there. I think he looks pretty good. The face sculpt, eyes are good. Beard is it's got some texture. It looks like it is just paint, but if you look at it real close, you can see some texture on it. It's pretty smooth. If you look at it back here, you can't really tell, but you get up close, you can tell that his beard does have some texture to it. Eyes are nice, and center looks like the left eye might have a little, I don't know, say it might have a little bit of overspray, but it's on the right one too. Guess that is just his pupils. Hair looks good. It's got a little bit of frost in there where it looks like maybe he's been out in the snow, because he was. Let's take a look at the back. We've got some nice fading on that jacket. You can actually see where it looks like aged leather with the wrinkles and stuff in it there. Stress wrinkles. Back of the flight suit, there is Kurt Russell's ass. Standard articulation on these guys. That's pretty flexible there on the collar with that leather collar. And I think this was a dark wool, like a bomber style in the movie. The face is a pretty good likeness of Kurt Russell. It's not spot on, but if you looked at this and you'd never seen the movie, you would probably say that looks a lot like Kurt Russell. But it doesn't look, it's not perfect, but it's a really good representation of him. I think they got closer with the Alex Murphy figure, looking closer to Peter Weller than this does to Kurt Russell. But it's fine. It gets the job done. You know who it is. You know what it is. Not gonna go into a whole lot of detail on it. Just as usual with NECA, very nice looking, very nicely sculpted figure. We'll check and see how his joints are. As you know, these NECAs are even more so than something like Mythic Legions. These NECAs are pretty fragile, so you wanna go slow with these guys. All right, sorry there. I had to pause it a second. I don't know how much of that you heard, but if you watched many of my videos, my dog Pretzel does not like to bark until I come in here to try to record a video. So as I was saying, the articulation on these NECA figures, you do have to be kind of careful. If you get any kind of resistance on these, stop and heat. He feels pretty good out of the package. All his joints seem to move pretty well. So let's I usually look at the accessories first, but I wanted to check him out. So let's take a look at some of the stuff he comes with. Does have a couple alternate heads there. Same head, different expression. This is kind of his frustrated expression when he's out. And of course there's his that's the hood that goes underneath there. It matches up really nicely. And there is his what in the hell expression that he's got kind of when stuff starts going crazy. Just the look on his face. You can see the difference there. Both of them look really nice. Neither one of these looks spot on like Kurt Russell either, but you get the idea there. You can tell it's definitely the same character. I like this one better, but let's face it, that's the look that I'm probably gonna have him on the shelf. He does come with some extra hands here, and got a gloved hand. It matches up. He takes off one glove at some point, so that is the right hand. And then he does have alternate sets of hands. He's kind of got the gripping hand. These NECA hands they're pretty stiff there. They don't bend real easy. So as I discovered, if you watch my Michael Myers video on the Halloween Kills Michael Myers, where I broke the blade, you have to you really got to heat stuff up before you go sticking accessories in there. So we got his lantern that he grabs when he goes out to investigate. A lot of sculpt on there, a nice detail on there. It's got the little adjuster knob on the lantern where you can adjust the wick. You even got the valve in the back where you can fill up your kerosene for the lantern. That's a nice touch. The spot of silver there. Of course, this was in the days long before we had LED lanterns. That's a little bent there. I'm not messing with it. I ain't messing with it too much. It's just going to have to be a little bit like that. I don't know. I have to rewatch it. Maybe it was bent a little in the movie. These things are pretty detailed, but you can see there. It's straight. It's not really noticeable, especially if you've got it in his hand. So he does have his goggles that will go on over one of these heads. And this was what he threw on when he went out. These guys had to go out into the cold to investigate what was stuff that was starting to happen, and so they go on. I hadn't heated it up yet, so I'm just giving you an idea of what it looks like with them on there. That's going to go on pretty nice after you heat that up. I just hadn't done it yet. It does come with his sunglasses that he wears. He slips his sunglasses on. He wears them when he's flying, and I believe he wears them a little bit inside. Now they don't have full arms on these glasses, so they're just gonna fit on. They're kind of loose. I don't really see a tray or anything. And the hair, you might have to lift the hair up a little bit, but they did come right off. We get the arm. I'm not crazy about these. These are kind of one of his trademark looks there that you're going to want to get. And well, those actually just popped all the way off and fell in the floor. So they're very springy. I don't like that I'm having trouble getting these on. I'm thinking maybe there's a notch or something in the hairpiece that I'm just not finding with it. Kind of frustrating. That's the only thing with some of the NECA stuff is so good that it's got to go on just perfect. And I'm having trouble getting those things on without them doing that. I'm going to set those aside for now because I don't want to keep wasting time sitting here messing with them. I'll see if I can get them on here in a little while. That is kind of disappointing. It does have a pretty nice shotgun. Looks like a pump action Remington, something along those lines. That they had up there. They didn't have a whole lot of weapons up there on that base because they were there for research observation, so it stands to reason they didn't have a whole lot. Different paint app there. The pump is one color, matches the stock, so pretty nice attention to detail. Nothing too fancy there, but I mean this shotgun wasn't anything fancy. It's kind of beat up, it's kind of weathered, and you can see how the light's hitting it there. It kind of reflects that. Maybe it's been in a closet, or maybe he keeps it behind the seat in the helicopter. I don't know. It does have his signature hat that he wears. It does have a pretty cool texture to it. It does have a really leathery feel. This reminds me of some of the Mythic Legion stuff. So check him out. That just looks funny, so I'm going to put it on. And I actually think he did wear it sideways in the movie. So it's on, it looks like it would go, looks like it would fit on more like that. But he actually wore it kind of folded up. I think like one side was folded more than the other, but he's got the hurricane strap there, goes underneath his chin. Put it on, and this will, I'm sure, pop the head off, and this will probably go on around the neck, maybe to get a little bit tighter. And I don't think, doesn't look like this is adjustable, but it's just a really, yeah, I guess it is a little bit. Oh, they do have, it's just a little tiny knot, so a little slip knot there. So you can adjust it and get some more get some more slack in it. And man, if this thing comes undone, I'm going to have to be real careful to try to not get that all the way undone. I might have pulled it out a little too much. There we go. Yeah, because it's going to be real difficult to tie a knot that small back. So I don't want to mess with that too awful much. It does come, of course, with his signature bottle of scotch. He likes to relax and have a few drinks. Who amongst us don't? And that is, what's that say? Fail? Does that say fail? Fail. Blended Scotch whiskey. Butterscotch. This is funny. Sorry, I'm reading this. Jeweler Limited. I'm trying to focus that so you guys can see it. I was wondering about this bottle of scotch. Let's see what it says there on the bottom. If we can read the bottom. Sweetland Avenue. Can't read the very bottom from where I'm sitting, but I think you probably be able to in the video. So anyway, I was wondering what this is. This is funny. In the movie, this is obviously a bottle of J&B Scotch that he drinks. He's got it with him all the time. Keeps a bottle, and of course he does have a. I think I called it did I call it a shot glass? It's not a shot glass. It's a rocks glass. So he's often just sitting, just chilling in his chair with his bottle, having a few drinks. So let's see how easy that comes off. I want to see if we can get a little more slack on this and get the head on him, or the hat on his head, on this head. And he did have it down some also. So yeah, there we go. So you can kind of pull it tight there. I wish it went down a little bit further on him, on his head there. But you could probably heat that up. It does look like it's meant to kind of ride right there. His hair kind of puffs out right there a little bit. So it does look like it's kind of meant to ride right there a little bit. So let's see. Shotgun seems really small for this figure. I'm trying to see if we're going to have to heat up the hand, because that is obviously the mistake I made with Michael Myers. So I'm going to heat his hand up real quick, see if we can get that shotgun in there. So I did heat this hand up, and I know the other hand is really the one that's supposed to grip this. I just wanted to do it with the one that was on there before I go about changing hands. And you can see it does look, it's rather small. This looks like he's got Ralphie's BB gun from Christmas Story. Shotgun looks decent enough, but it is pretty undersized for the scale of this figure. I heated up the hat just a little bit more and pushed it down on him. So on the hat, I think you probably take your time and use a toothpick or something and push the straps in around his hair here and get them hidden a little bit better. I'll just give you an idea. You can definitely do that. There's enough slack on the hurricane strap on his hat to do that. So let's show him. Let's hold his lantern here. I don't think any of these hands are going to be great for holding the lantern. So all of the accessories, even the lantern in his hand there, it looks a little undersized to me. It's not nearly as bad as the shotgun is, but I don't think any of these hands are going to close. That one may be the closest one, but I don't think any of these hands are going to close quite enough to hold that out like he's carrying it this way. I don't know. We'll look at that in a second. Yeah, that went on there good. You see how tight that was on there? So let's try one of these. have to heat the head up too. I didn't hear it pop, but it went on there. So that goes on there. That fits on there really nice. Looks like that makes a, pretty seamless piece as long as he's, looking straight ahead. And of course he turns his head. I don't remember in the movie if this hood was attached to this top piece. I think it was, but I mean, what are you going to do? I didn't have it on there tight enough. So what are you going to do? I mean, if he's going to look around, you've got to have the joint there. So that looks very nice to me. If he's straight ahead, you really can't even see it. So some of these pegs on the NECA guys, you got to make sure they're on there good. And really, if you're gonna set them up permanently, good idea to heat the head up and pop them down on there. So there's that face. That's the what in the hell's going on face, and there's the kind of angry face because he did get a little bit angry. Let's try the glasses. I don't see anywhere on these. He didn't wear the glasses, I don't believe, with this. I think he wore these at night, or not at night, or during the day when he flew the helicopter and went back into the base. I don't think these are going to go on here at all. These are really springy. These are just these are as bad as Buzzer's glasses with classified. So I don't think those are going to go on there at all on these alternate heads here. So it's going to be fight with them on this head. This kind of irks me because I really like these glasses. I've got the Roddy Piper on my shelf from They Live. I've got that WWE figure, and I've got his glasses on him, and I really wanted to set these guys beside each other. So there we go. Maybe, okay. So you can work them in there better, and they do stay. I just didn't have them in the right spot. You have to kind of pull the hair out a little bit and slide the glasses in. Would have worked a whole lot better if they had full arms. I don't know why they did like half arms if the whole point was to get them to slip in between the hair and the head sculpt. I'm not sure why they only did the half glasses arms. That don't make any sense to me. Let's see if we can get this one back on without having to heat it. Yep, that one went on. That one went on nicely. This has just got so much more down here that you're gonna have to really heat this up and push it down on there good, because this is kind of blocking it on the collar of the hood there. So there's the man right there. There's more. There's more what we're wanting to see. That's good enough. Close enough to perfect for me. That's Alabama, ladies and gentlemen. That went on nicely. Let's see. Yeah, that cuff pops off for these snow gauntlets that he's got for going outside, these big snow gloves. Go ahead and pop those off. I want to see that other gloved hand. I'm not sure. These are both right hands. Are they different? Okay. So this one here is probably going to be the one that will hold the lantern. It is a little more closed than I thought it was at first glance. So this will be the one, if you want him holding the lantern, this will be the one that you want to use, because I think that will close tightly enough around that. Of course, is that fused? Surely not. That actually feels like that's fused, so maybe not. I don't know. They do weird stuff. So let's go ahead and throw one of these hands, throw his left hand on there. Those went on nicely. And let's try this. He's not going to be out carrying that lantern around much within the Arctic Circle. This one will go on here. I've not heated this hand, so he will go on the flesh colored hand. This lantern strap is really, really thin, so I do not want to break it. and I'm going to without heating the hand. So this one looks like he'll heat it'll hold the lantern, but he's not going to be outside holding the lantern without these on. So let's try, see if we can get the shotgun in there. See if it looks a little bit better with this hand than it did with the gloved hand. It still looks way, way too small. Let's go back to this one. This is the trigger hand. So if he's going to have his finger on the trigger of that shotgun, this is the one you're going to want. Pretty difficult getting it on there, so you can. So it goes on there, goes through. I've got a thing about like my Joes. If they got a gun, they need to have a trigger finger. You might not always have them posed holding it, but they need to be able to have a trigger finger to go through that guard. And you're gonna be able to. You'll be able to do this with him once you heat him up, heat this hand a little bit. But man, it just that shotgun just don't look right to me. It just looks way, way too small for me. I'm not a big fan of the shotgun. Like I said, it looks fine, but there's just something about it, man. So let's see, flesh hands. That one. So I'm trying to figure out which one is meant to hold his drink. And looks like it's going to be this one. That went in pretty nicely there. That's what she said. So that looks like that's not going anywhere. That's the same way I drink out of rocks glasses. Pinky up. So you can get him like he's throwing back a slug or whatever they call it. Just be careful or the glass will pop out. Because this is probably either like this or holding the lantern up. That goes in there good, but every time I try and move it around, man, it just pops right out of there. So, all right. So you can get him up like he's going to be taking a sip. Let's see if we can get him. That one is definitely not going to be the one. This bottle, trying to gauge how how brittle this bottle may or may not be. To get it in his hand, because he was drinking with his right hand. I believe he's a righty. So we want the bottle over there, and I'm stressing these fingers. Don't like seeing those stress marks on anything. And yes, I'm aware I could heat it a little bit and not have those. So there you go. Actually, he's got it, goes in there pretty well. So you can actually probably get this where it looks like he's pouring him a drink. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about right there. Throw his hat on him, and I don't need no more accessories. I like the lantern. I like the goggles. I didn't really get a good shot of those goggles on one of these heads. I'm going to heat this strap up real quick just so we can take a look at it. All right, got those on there. So if you have this figure and you're going to put the goggles on one of these heads, don't even try it without heating it up. They'll go most of the way, but I don't think they're going to go the whole way without getting some heat on there. So you can get those, get them on there seated a little bit. These are flexible. They're not hard plastic on the goggles there. You can see they're kind of squishy. So getting them on and getting them perfectly formed around his nose where it looks like they're nice and centered is, I don't know, they don't look like they're down far enough to me, but that's as far down as they're going to go. So in a nutshell, there's your Outpost 31 RJ McCready. It doesn't say RJ on the package. That's just what his name was. So that's all his different stuff, all his hands. It comes with a fair bit of stuff. Unfortunately, I don't feel like most of it is useful. So for my McCready, for this version of him, I do want to possibly pick up the one of the other ones. Probably the middle one, the station, whatever it was, station survival, with the flamethrower. I do want to pick that one up. That one is a little pricier most places, I guess, because of the flamethrower is kind of a bigger rig, bigger setup. But I believe this is going to be my McCready on the shelf. Is pouring him out a nice drink of fake J&B whiskey. I'll work a little bit more on that strap, get that in there looking a little bit better. This review has gone on way longer than I expected it to, so sorry about that. You know how it goes here around these parts. But with these NECA figures, man, you gotta, if you want to show everything, you gotta stop and collaborate and listen every now and then doing one of these guys. So there is your McCready Outpost 31 NECA from The Thing, guys. What do you think? You adding this to your NECA collection? Did you like The Thing? Well, as I said, if you've not seen The Thing and you like good suspenseful creature feature movies, go check it out. It is a little bit gory. Actually, it's quite a bit gory with some of the effects, but you won't believe some of those effects were all done hand painted with puppets and models. Anyway, guys, I hope you like this review. I'll do a few NECAs here and there once in a while, but I appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up, hit that like, all that good stuff. If you like it enough, you can share this video. I'd certainly appreciate it, but leave a comment. I try to get back to everybody in the comments, and I will see you guys next time on 3-Star Draw. Thank you, guys.